All right, problem number 10, we've got this triangle, and they give us the coordinates, and they give us the slopes are 2m, negative 2m, and m. Now, in this case, m doesn't stand for slope. M is some constant, a number. So what we've got to do is find the actual slope of AB and then deduce what m is. And keep in mind, like I said, m is not slope. Anyway, all I'm going to do is do y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, and I find out that 24 over 12 is equal to 2. That's the slope. Now, what they're telling me is that the slope is 2m. So that means that m must be 1. And see, now I can figure out the other slopes. That means that the AC slope must be negative 2, and the BC slope must be 1, because in all the cases, m equals 1. Now, part B, it says find the coordinates of C. Well, C is a point where the AC and BC intersect. So if I find the equations of each one of those lines, all I got to do is solve them simultaneously. AC slope is negative 2, and a point is 3, negative 2. And if I substitute those values into y equals mx plus b, and then solve for b, I find out that the b is going to be 4, and so the equation is y equals negative 2x plus 4. Now that's AC, so BC, again, whenever I need an equation, I just need a slope and a point. That slope is 1, and the point is 1522. And so again, I plug it into y equals mx plus b, and then solve for b, and I find out that b is going to equal 7, which the equation then is going to be y equals x plus 7. The intersection, I just got to solve them simultaneously, which is easy because they both say y equals, and I find out that x is equal to negative 1. I substitute the negative 1 back into one of the equations. This is an easy one, and so then I find out that y is going to equal 6. That is the point C. Now, next part for C, it says the perpendicular bisector of AB meets at D. So this is going to be a midpoint since it's a perpendicular bisector, and I'm not going to use M since there's a lot of M's floating around this problem. And it has to have a perpendicular line that goes from there to the point D. Let's go ahead and say that D is the intersection of the lines. Let's give this a name. We'll say it's E. So the line ED, which again is a perpendicular bisector, and then the line BC. So all we've got to do then is figure out what our equation is. So first we find out that the midpoint is going to be 9, 10. So let's go ahead and label that. And we already know the slope of AC. AC's slope is negative 2. That ED's slope has got to be negative 1/2. And so if I substitute these values into y equals mx plus b, b is going to equal 14.5. And then that gives me the equation y equals negative 0.5x plus 14.5. Now that's ED. We already know the equation for BC. We figured that out a little while ago. That's y equals x plus 7. So when I solve these two simultaneously, I'm going to get 1.5x is equal to 7.5, and then x is going to equal 5. And when I substitute that back into this equation here, I find out that y has got to equal 12. So that makes point D 5, 12. And that's all there is for this one. Hope it helped. Thanks for watching.